everybody, my name is Heather Finley and I'm here today with an April book wrap-up. April was a bit of a unique month because I was trying to get completely caught up on Sarah J. Maas novels before going and seeing her on the 2nd with my friend Ireland, so I decided to read a lot of really long books. So before going into the month, I had read The Throne of Glass, which is the start of this whole series that's about a female assassin that gets taken out of like a prison type situation to be the official assassin of the king. There's magic, there's all sorts of crazy world building stuff going on. So I'd read the first 2 in that series and then I'd read all the novellas. So I had 3 more books to get caught up. So just to give you an idea of how much reading I actually did this month, because even though I finished 6 books, which is less than normal, I did a ton of reading. The book lengths are 565 pages. There was one that was 648. There was a book that was 1,015 pages long, and then there was also a 689 page book. So I read a lot. Let's dive into it. The first book I read was Kilimanjaro, Mountain at the Crossroads by Audrey Salgid, I think is how you pronounce her name. This is a book about Mount Kilimanjaro. It corresponds with, I believe it's a National Geographic movie that you can find on Amazon. The book was definitely a little on the dry side. It was very factual on the history of the mountain, the history of climbing it, different environmental things. So it was very interesting, but it wasn't quite as good as Killing Me Softly that I read last year, that was more of a journal of going up the mountain and what you actually can expect. But I still definitely enjoyed this book. Someone totally awesome checked it out from the library, knowing that I have a goal of climbing Mount Kilimanjaro. So yeah, totally awesome. After that, I read Heir of Fire by Sarah J. Maas. I won't say much details on these books because obviously you kind of have to read the series to know what's going on, so I don't want to give anything away. But this one was perhaps one of my least favorite out of this series because it's definitely a setup novel where you've got something happening over here with this character and something happening over here with this one and so on, and they don't quite come together yet, so it's a lot of setup for the novel. I really liked the new character Manon that they introduced. I think she's kind of a fan favorite, so yeah, still really enjoyed the book. It's just a lot of setup. After that, I finished Queen of Shadows, also by Sarah J. Maas. This is the title that they're actually using for the series. I think it's going to be on Hulu, but I could be wrong. Maybe it was Stars. Yeah, so again, won't go into plot. This one started to bring a little bit of the stuff together, but not entirely yet. The thing about Sarah J. Maas as a writer that's kind of interesting is her books, they're not slow by any means. Like, stuff keeps happening, it keeps you interested, it keeps you drawn in, but there is a lot of setup to kind of the grand scheme reveal, whatnot. So like in this series, to be honest, you have to get up to Empire of Storms to get the big payoff, but it was so worth it because it was awesome. So yeah, still really loved the book, but it's just getting you to the end point. After that, I finished Kishel's Dart by Jacqueline Carey. This is the 1,015 page book. I did do it on audiobook, which was enjoyable. I loved this book so much. It is so good. It is a society where basically prostitution kind of is considered one of the like highest forms of jobs you can do. You're kind of like blessed into it kind of thing. And our main character has what was considered like a flaw, but is actually that one of the gods touched her with the ability to turn pain into pleasure. Like if you cut her, she gets excited from it. And I know this is like such a weird setup for a thing, but it turns into this extreme political, like spying on different like kings and queens and different things, and all these people that have plots going on in different lands that are against each other. This definitely kind of has a Game of Thrones feel to it, but way more like passion behind it, because you have this main character that just, she's so intelligent and she's got this whole grip on her sexuality and just all these different things, and she's so like the smart, I just keep thinking of that. She's everything she does is so brilliant and great, and I loved this series. I can't wait to continue it. I can't believe I waited this long to read it, to be honest. So major thumbs up there. After that, I finished listening to Modern Romance by Aziz Ansari, best known as, why am I forgetting the name? Best known from Parks and Rec. Tom. That's it. This book took me by surprise because I just assumed that it was his kind of comedic stories pertaining to love. That's not what this is. He took the book deal that he was given, basically because he's famous, and he decided to contact all these amazing people that work on research and different things all over the globe and write an entire book about what modern romance is. You know, one thing that I found interesting was like how people used to date people and marry people within a certain radius of them, and now that radius has grown. How our brains kind of respond to a response time because everything to us is so instant. So now people like texting and texting slow and stuff. It reacts different in our brain than it would have in the past. Literally, this entire book is absolutely fascinating. I ended up, I listened to it on audio, which he puts in some fun little audio stuff in there. But I went and bought it on hardback too because I wanted to own a copy of this. I wanted to see the charts. Yeah, this is a book that honestly, like, I feel like impacted me because as somebody that is going through, you know, I'm not married. I'm 32 right now, so I am the people that he's talking about in this, basically. Everything kind of pertains to my life. So it's super interesting, and it feels like I kind of have a better way of thinking about things now after reading the book, if that makes sense. So major thumbs up there. Then the last book I finished of the month, another of the big ones, was Empire of Storms by Sarah J. Maas. Again, this is where it finally kind of comes together and you get the big payoff, and oh my god, the ending. I'm like, no! When's the next one coming out? It's not going to be for a long time because the next book we get is one that corresponds, happening the same timeline as this one. So it's going to be a long time before we find out what happens. It's killing me. But yeah, great ending. Excited to see what's next. Yeah, so there we go. There's my book wrap up for the month of April. Let me know what you guys are reading in May. I have a lot of stuff lined up. I think it's going to be a pretty good reading month again. So yeah, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye!